Hi everyone, it's Jesse. Thanks for joining us today. It's getting a little bit cold outside, so we had to bring everything indoors. But today we're going to be continuing our Meteor Hammer tutorial series. In this video we're going to be talking about the front spin and the reverse spin. So the front spin is this. And the reverse spin spins in the opposite direction. For the front spin, when the meteor is on the front side of your body, it's falling down from head to toe. Okay, it's just falling to the floor. For the reverse spin, it's rising when it's in front of your body. And that's the only difference between the two. But before we talk about how to do that, first we're just going to lay down a few rules. Rule number one, keep your elbows tight to your sides as much as you can. There are a lot of reasons for this, but the short answer is it makes your life very easy when you're spinning your meteor. So on my left hand, my anchor hand, I like to keep it close to my waist, elbow is in tight. My right hand, my spinning hand, elbow is tight to my waist, okay? Now, when you're spinning to the front, you want to keep all of your motions in your arm small, okay? When you're spinning, you shouldn't see too much of this. Turn to the side. It shouldn't be an enormous motion like this with your arm, okay? It's not necessary. It should all be contained pretty much within your wrist. Small movements in the elbow and in the wrist and in your forearm. The next rule is have a nice solid stance whenever you're working on any of these moves. So our basic ready stance, I guess we'll call it, is you're facing to the front. You're going to take your left foot and just take a full step forward. Your feet should be shoulder width apart. You're going to take your right leg, which is your rear leg, and you're just going to twist it out 45 degrees. Okay, so my left foot faces directly to the front. My right foot faces 45 degrees. Once again, elbows are tight to the sides, and now I can continue my spinning. So, one thing that you want to avoid with your spinning is your meteor crossing in front of your body like this, okay? Whenever you spin, it should be directly along your side. It should not be coming in this way. And the reverse is true. You also don't want your meteor going on an angle so that it crosses behind your back. Short answer is, it makes your life a lot easier when you're spinning your meteor, okay? So, that's it for the basic rules for the front spin and the reverse spin. Now, I'll show you the front spin once again. This is from the front. And now from the side. Now we can do the reverse spin. This is from the side and from the front. Okay, so now what we can talk about is switching sides while we're doing either of those spins. You can do the front spin on the right side of your body, like so, and just by moving your arm to the other side of your body, you can do the front spin on the left side of the body as well. Now, a nice little exercise for you to do with this, to get you more comfortable with it, is you're going to count the number of beats, or the number of total rotations. So this is starting at the bottom. That's 1, 2, 3. Each time it rotates completely, 360 degrees, that's a beat. So you're going to count the number of beats on each side of the body. Start with a number that's very high, well, relatively high. Let's say 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, whatever it takes for you to feel comfortable spinning, and then slowly decrease it by 1 beat as you get more comfortable. So, for example, let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's say I get really comfortable with this now. Maybe now I don't need to do 4, I can do 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Maybe just 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, like so. So this is one way that you can drill this when you're first starting out, just to help you get more comfortable with this exercise. Now, don't go crazy with doing this for an hour or 2 hours at a time, because that bit of friction on your fingers is going to rub that skin, and that's going to callus. It's going to get really, really sore. Okay, so don't do this too much to the point where your fingers get tender to the touch. If your hands start getting a little bit tired, or if that friction is too much, then you're going to need to start doing some troubleshooting. I would say either take a rest, or if it's really bad, then you're going to have to look into changing your rope. Now, if we can do this exercise for the front spin, we can also do it for the reverse spin. So in the same manner, I want you to practice spinning on one side, doing the reverse, and then switching it to the opposite side of your body. And as you get more comfortable, you can switch back and forth sooner, and also you can spin faster. But don't be too concerned with spinning too fast too soon. I always say slow is smooth, smooth is fast. What you want is fluidity. The speed will come with time and with practice. Alright, once you get the hang of those, spinning, the front spin and the reverse spin, as well as changing sides with the front spin and the reverse spin, then you can practice actually switching your stance when you, so that you're facing to the left, doing your front spin, and then you're going to turn to the opposite side, and then switching sides of the body with your spin and doing the reverse spin. It'll look something like this. Facing to the front, now I turn clockwise, and now I'm doing a reverse spin. And you can spin back and forth by doing this. I would say, before you try to incorporate the Meteor aspect of it, just try pivoting back and forth without spinning. You're facing to the one side, your left foot is forward. Just turn on your heels and reset your stance. And just go back and forth, like so, just pivoting. When you get comfortable with that, remember, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Add a nice slow spin into it. As soon as you get turned to the other side, when you're, we'll say when you get to about here, switch sides with your Meteor. And then you can do the opposite. So it's a pretty simple movement, but work on each of these drills one at a time, gradually build up so that you can do all of these. The last thing that we'll talk about in this video is walking. Walking back and forth with the Meteor. So footwork is very, very, very important. If this wasn't a web series, then I'd be talking a whole lot more about footwork. I'm sure I'm going to have to do a video later on about V-stepping, just to help clean up your technique when you're using the Meteor Hammer, but we'll talk about that later. When you're walking with the Meteor Hammer, practice doing your front spin and then doing your reverse spin. So practice just standing and walking, stopping, turning, and maintaining your spin. This is a very important skill to learn. Maintaining your spin while you're moving. Your chances are, unless you're crowded indoors somewhere, can't really get out, but you still want to have some playtime with your Meteor Hammer, you're not going to be standing in one spot while you're using your Meteor. It's designed to be used in small spaces as well as open spaces, or confined spaces as well as open spaces. But it's a whole lot more fun when you have a lot more open space. So get used to spinning. Practice walking back and forth as well as turning. And practice the front spin as well as the reverse spin when you're walking and when you're turning. I think that pretty much covers it. If you have any other questions, or you'd like me to explain something a little bit differently, then post your answers below post your questions below in the comments. Aside from that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.